So I asked Google, what are the questions most people are asking in 2023 about real estate? And here are those questions. So is the market crashing in 2023? No, the market's not crashing in 2023. Why and where? So yes, it depends on where. It depends on what area you're buying in. If you bought in an area where everything was up 40 to 50%, then you've lost probably 20 to 30% at this point, which, year over year, it could be down, but overall through time, you're still sitting in a good place, especially if it's in one of these areas that it's never really gonna slow down. Like Austin, I know their market's been hit pretty hard. But as far as like the Dallas Metroplex, I think we're doing very, very well, very strong. There's a home in our brokerage that was listed at 1.5. It had over 50 people at the open house, multiple offers. So it's still happening. And of course, at lower price points, there's still being homes taken in days. All right, so why are there so many price reductions? People still are kind of in the idea that the market's way overinflated and they're overpricing their homes as if it were 2020, 2021, when we had no interest rates or very low interest rates. And it can be a tough pill to swallow if you tried to buy a home in 2020, 2021, paid way over asking at the top of the market and added upgrades. And now you're looking to sell, or you're in the position where you have to move now, and now you're trying to sell, but you end up losing money because in certain markets it's dropped 15%, 20%. Plus now twice as many homes in the neighborhood selling as you. So there's quite a bit of competition depending on what your home looks like. So what's happening is people who were expecting to sell within days or months, now they're having to drop price to sell quicker, depending on their situation, or they're completely taking their home off the market and waiting, which can be beneficial depending on the situation. It just depends on where you bought and your actual real estate goals. You can at least say that buyers are starting to have an opportunity because prices aren't super overinflated, and some sellers are not expecting to have offers out the wazoo over asking. They actually just want a fair offer, especially depending on the situation. If they really need to move, they might take way less, not way less, but they might take less with no issues. So it just depends on the situation. This is where you really want to get an experienced agent who can navigate the best way for you, since they're representing you. All right, next is going to be, how long should it take for my home to sell? Some markets it's only taking days, and then some it's taking months. It really depends on the location you're at and the price that you're willing to sell at. If you're willing to be very competitive in your neighborhood or be at the lower end on your neighborhood, and that price still works for you, your home is probably going to sell pretty quick. But if your home is in an area where a lot of homes are overvalued and you're still at the top of that buyer pool, then yes, you may have to wait a little longer depending on the situation. I've seen homes that are on the market 250 days to 100 days, to homes that were on the market one day, offer in the next day, gone over the weekend. So does your home have damage? Is it new? Is there something that needs to be worked on? Does it match up with the comps? If you checked your competition, you want to see who you're going up against, because people are going to walk into your home and they are literally going to compare it to the home down the street or around the block as far as price, size, the way it looks. Is it worth it? Does it compare? So this is what you want to think about as far as selling. Like, yes, you want to get the price you want, but at the end of the day, you truly want to sell the home. So let's say you talk to an agent and they tell you that your price is indicated here as far as market value, but you're somewhere up here. That's where you're going to have to just consider, okay, do I want to listen to someone that's seeing homes every day, seeing that homes overvalue aren't selling quickly? And if it's my goal to sell quickly, we may want to move towards the competitive route more than the number I want route. Because let's say you get into this competitive field, it could bring up the values to meet in the middle or close to what you were asking for in the first place. This leads us to, so are homes still selling for list price or over asking price? Well, it just depends on where. I feel like I say that all the time and I might be a broken record. That literally is the name of this game. It's location, location, location. Where is your home located? Is it an area where people are flooding to? Or is it an area people were flooding away? This is where the marketing is going to get tied in as well. Did you need to stage your home? Did you need a designer to look through it? The more people that see it, the better. Because the more people that see it, the more people that may want it, the more people will see other people want it, which will bring more traffic and hopefully higher offers. All right, so the last question is going to be, should I sell my home or should I wait till next year? And like always, it's just going to depend on your situation. You don't want to let the real estate market and the ebbs and flows of it dictate your life and your living manner. If you want to own a home and if you think it's the right time for you to own a home, it's the right time to own a home. Or like if you're in the renting aspect, you can just put it in the perspective of now you own an asset. Sure, you might be paying more than you wanted to pay, or you may be paying more in your rent. As long as it doesn't crush you financially and spiritually, yeah, go ahead and try to own a home. Ownership is probably one of the best ways to generate wealth. At the end of the day, no one has a crystal ball, right? No one's gonna know if we're falling, rising, or in the future if we're gonna fall or rise or drop. No one knows, right? It's all about being as prepared as you can by doing as much research as you can, by looking, asking questions, doing your due diligence, so that way if something does come up, you may be expecting it, or you may be prepared for it because you've asked a lot of questions. And that's gonna be all for the most asked questions in 2023 so far. So in this video, we talked about, is the market crashing? Why am I seeing so many price reductions? How long should I expect my home to sell for? Are homes still selling for list price or over asking? The last question was, should I wait to sell my home? So if you have any more questions, feel free to check the description. It's gonna have my contact information. My name's Trevon. I work with Century 21, Mike Bowman. I'm in the Grapevine DFW area. So if you're moving to that area, need to sell in that area, feel free to reach out, and I'd love to show you our process.